Time being 7:01, I call the Halifax Planning Board into session. All members present except for Mark Mills. On the agenda, we have appointments, hearing continued for petition 954 for R&J LLC, 314 Plymouth Street, special permit for storage building. 715, continuation of R&J LLC 314 site plan review. 730 JCM Land Holding LLC Franklin Street Form A. 745 Twin Lake Liquors 657 Wamponsa Street fence update, signed site plans. Discussion, we have Josh Liddell, 285 Home Street, Walmart extended hours, pasture lane status. Bills, we have Amory Engineers. Minutes to be approved, September 16th, 2021, October 4th, 2021. And we have miscellaneous correspondence. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll put a motion to accept the agenda as read.
Is there a
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
That's October 7th, not 4th, but
Our last meeting? I think so.
because it was the day of my son's birthday.
Yeah.
10/7.
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters.
Just from there. Oh, right. Oops. On the agenda that we just read, that we just accepted, the October 4th, 2021 meeting date was actually October 7th.
Which was that?
See on the meeting minutes, the October 4th should be October 7th.
Oh, okay.
It's just a typo.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. It's a typo.
Do we have any correspondence from the 7 o'clock appointment?
Did we hear anything from Amelia this year? Their dates are... Their dates are, I didn't bring my folder of lucky stuff, but, their dates are coming right up.
October 24th.
Yeah. We have to do something about it.
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
Oh, sorry, there's two places, 7/7/15, that's why I didn't know.
I mean, put an extension form in there if we needed it, but I didn't expect them to show.
So if we don't do anything with this,
Well, the hearing has been continued to tonight, so it has to be open tonight. It could be continued again, or we can close the hearing. And then we have 90 days to act on it,
9 days, right?
on a special permit after the hearing.
After your closing, right?
Right.
what about the site plan?
The site plan
24th?
is up on the 24th.
Yep. So we can't leave that open.
So this is an extension right in front of that phone.
Yeah, do we even know though if he wants an extension?
Another extension? There's another extension here, or?
I just filled out a form in case you needed it. It's right on top of it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know how to engage you.
Oh, okay, I see. So,
And he hasn't contacted us at all, huh?
but at this point, we need to open the hearing because it's set for 7,
Okay.
and then we can, so I need a motion to open the hearing.
I'll motion to open the hearing of the Halifax Planning Board that started on Thursday, October 7th, 2021 at 7 PM in the Great Hall and is continued till tonight, October 21st, 2021. The application is by Emile Lucier Jr. of True Storage for a special permit to construct a storage facility to be located at 314 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Massachusetts, 02338. Said property is owned by R&J LLC as shown on Assessors Map 63, Lot 6 and 6A, Book 38017, page 343 in the Plymouth County Registry of Deeds. To obtain a special permit as defined under Halifax zoning bylaw, section 167-7D, parentheses 13, schedule of use regulations, specific use regulations for commercial buildings and structures exceeding 15,000 square feet. The applicant is seeking to construct a 61,960 square foot indoor climate-controlled storage building in a business zone.
Okay, I have a motion to open the hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, third,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Okay, so the hearing's open.
I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything by phone or, email.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Did we remind him of it?
Yeah, he knew
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, I'm just thinking.
Well, somebody's coming up now.
Oh, yeah, no. Totally not saying that you should have or shouldn't. Yeah, me too. I think that's basically what I'm stating by saying these things.
Yeah, he was traveling from out of state, wasn't he?
Yeah.
just him.
Connecticut?
That was Cincinnati. or
Oh,
something.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Norman Kotok, I think.
Yeah,
On
that's
the
a
other
storage guy.
Oh. Yeah.
Is there any discussion on the hearing then?
I mean, if they're not here,
Well, I mean, the hearing's open though.
So what does everybody think about it? We have a resident here. Would she like to talk to us anything about True Storage, or do you?
I've set it off.
Yep,
It's about the drainage.
I'm just making sure.
Any,
I mean, at what point does the conversation come into whether or not it fits into the character of the town?
well, we had that in the
That's
last,
what we talked about last meeting.
I
yeah.
should have been here.
But, yeah, we went through all that. I mean, the site plan's fine. I don't see a problem with that at all. It's just, like you just said.
Just 61,000.
It's just, I said that to him last week. In my opinion, unfortunately, I don't think it fits there. I'm not saying it doesn't fit in the town, it just
Right.
doesn't fit there.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It's almost too bad, like across the street from Cumbies in that spot, tucked behind the trees right there would be a perfect lot for that, but it's just not. The Nesrela Farms.
it just seems like it's overwhelming for that
Yeah.
area. It's gonna tower up there. I don't know. I mean, we do have a country feel coming into town. I mean, it's not a bad looking building, but
It's huge.
yeah, like if it was way further off the street, yeah, it probably wouldn't be much of a problem. But, you know, somebody that doesn't know the town, they drive through and that's what they're gonna remember of Halifax is, oh yeah, that big, you know, the place with the big storage building. But I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe beautiful, but I just, you know, like Gordon pointed out before, which it's closer to the street than the other buildings around it, so that's gonna make it stand out even more.
It would stand out even if it was 200 feet off the street.
Oh, I know it.
Let alone, would it be, what, 50 feet off the street?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, we went over that, so maybe that's why they're not here.
I was just gonna say that, I guess. Well, I'm in agreement with whatever, it seems as though we're on the same page.
Well, I mean, he did say he wished that we had voiced that opinion when he first came in, but I mean, when he first came in, it was a site plan, it wasn't a
Yeah.
special permit.
I think the first time they came, that was a meeting I missed, so I was kind of, didn't know much of, I didn't really pay much attention. I just look at the site plan, everything looks good, they're talking drainage and everything, and that's what we're supposed to do, Then I started looking at the other aspects, that's why the last meeting, I kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't do it intentionally, like,
No,
I just, had to,
The first meeting, when he threw the picture up on the easel, it was more to show us what the building would look like, but that's not our place right now to go, ooh, no.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we gotta keep talking about it and thinking about it.
except for that it has to come to us as a special permit too.
Right.
So, yeah, as the site plan part of it,
But see, I don't even think that the site plan's okay, because the building would have to have a special permit for the site plan to be okay, so I don't think that the site plan even
No,
is.
not really.
All right, because with the 61,000 square foot building on it, the site plan actually isn't okay.
Plus, with it taking up that much property, I don't care, drainage for the surrounding, I'm sure the drainage is fine on the site plan and all that
well,
other stuff.
according to Henry, it's, it all checks out.
Yeah, but I don't really think they're taking into consideration the 40B that's going behind it, which makes me concerned.
If the 40B goes behind it, right?
But still, they're talking about putting it there, and the drainage doesn't take
Yeah.
anything into consideration with what is being done by Silva. So then
I
therefore
don't
it's
think,
really
I don't
incomplete.
think that would impact the 40B at all. If anything, it would probably help them, but as far as drainage,
But it wouldn't help any of the abutters.
no. Oh, no. I mean,
Yeah,
it's water. What are you gonna do,
not build in wetlands.
Yeah, right. Is there a 61,000 square foot building anywhere else in Halifax?
Well, no, not
oh,
hell.
Walmart's 100,000.
Walmart.
Oh, yeah, Walmart.
Stop and Shop is, I think, 67 or 68.
So basically, it's another Walmart.
Well, it's 2.5 stories,
Another Stop and Shop, sorry.
but it's 2.5 stories, so it's
Right.
not covering the same footprint.
Yeah.
Still big.
You say 2.5 stories doesn't sound like a lot, but you're talking like 37 feet.
Right. Right.
That's up there.
Yeah.
Like John Shea was, had mentioned he saw, what, in Cohasset or something, he saw one?
Yeah.
He says way off the street up on a hill, he said it's a huge building. But even he said, like, where that one's situated, it fits in,
Right.
Yeah, it was in an industrial trail area, railway area.
So,
Is that something that we vote on or just express our opinions?
Oh, we vote on a special permit.
And the site plan,
we vote
right?
on the site plan and the special permit.
Should we close the hearing and make motions?
7/16.
What's that?
It's 7/16. The next one's on at 7/15, isn't it?
It's
Oh,
the same.
Well, they're
thing.
still the same one. They're still not here anyway,
That's what I mean.
so.
If you were on 2 spots on the agenda, you'd think you'd be here at least for one of them. So,
well, I mean, I think the take from the last meeting was they were kind of like,
He did say it was nice to meet us.
yeah, so I'll make a motion that we vote on the special
Yeah.
permit.
Do we have to close the hearing?
yeah, we'd close the hearing and then,
Okay. So
Then-
you
then we
want-
I'll make a motion that we close the hearing.
is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Now we have the site plan open. I mean, we have 90 days to act after we close the hearing,
I'm ready.
or we can act right away. It doesn't.
I'm a big fan of getting things off the plate to clear the room for others. I don't want to make a motion out of turn. Is this where I do it again? Make a motion that we...
The only thing I would say is, did you reference the last meeting? Because you're supposed to take a look at what we did at the last meeting.
I did not reference it in regards to the conversation for that topic. It was just the meeting prior to that they were here. And the
That
information
was the
they gave
site
us.
plan.
Yeah.
And then so I will make a motion. I'll make a motion that we deny the special permit. Do I have to read that whole thing? Deny the special permit from an application by Emile R. Boussier Jr. of True Storage for a special permit to construct a storage facility to be located at 314 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Massachusetts 02338. Said property is owned by R&J LLC, as shown on Assessors Map 63, Lot 6 and 6A, Plymouth County Registry of Deeds, Book 38017, page 343, to obtain a special permit as defined under Halifax zoning bylaw, section 167-7D 13, schedule of use regulations, specific use regulations for commercial buildings and structures exceeding 15,000 square feet. The applicant was seeking to construct a 61,960 square foot indoor climate controlled storage building in a business zone. Again, the motion was to deny.
I'm just reading through this first.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion to deny. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? I see no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
And the site plan, I'll make a motion to deny the site plan for 314 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Massachusetts 02338. Do I have to reference anything further on that site plan?
No, I think we have it pretty much all there.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion?
Well, I mean, site plan is different than the special permit, am I right? So if the site plan meets all the specs, you know, setbacks, drainage, septic, all that, if it meets all that, I mean,
But it doesn't, because the building would have to be special permitted and not to
well,
actually
isn't
make it
that,
a valid site
isn't that
plan.
zoning? Wouldn't
If we
zoning do-
approve it, then they'd probably have some sort of a loophole to be able to build it because we're approving a site plan with a 61,000 square foot building on it, which doesn't go with our bylaws, and therefore I don't think that it's a special I'm sorry, a site plan that fits within our bylaws. Like, I can see it fits the setbacks, totally agree with all that, but the building doesn't itself go along with our bylaws and therefore doesn't meet the site plan, to my opinion.
Any other discussion? So I have a motion to deny. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous?
Yep.
Okay. JCM Land Holding?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good stuff.
Good.
Evening.
I'm Bob Rogers from GAF Engineering, representing JCM this evening.
Welcome tonight.
So this one's pretty simple, not too many moving parts. No new building lots being created. The property is almost entirely wetland. And so we're just dividing it. You know, the large piece in the back, parcel A, is going to be conveyed to the water. So so we just have two parcels. The land isn't buildable. If you read the notes 1 through 5, parcel A gets created and gets conveyed to the easterly abutter, the JCM Land Holdings, and parcel B stays with the owner, Brookside Realty LLC. So it's, for whatever reason, they're just separating it, and predominantly, I suppose, for the back piece to go to that easterly abutter. But it's all wetland.
So parcel B is a buildable lot? It's just shown as a buildable lot?
No, I don't believe it is.
No.
The note on the plan says that both parcels A and B are not to be considered as separate buildable lots.
Right, because it's all in wetland. Yeah.
Yep.
Night, Tina.
Good night.
And so it's clearly not a subdivision of land under the subdivision control laws, and I would ask that you approve and endorse the plan.
So what piece are you cutting off?
Well, it's one whole piece right now, and so parcel A is, if you want to consider it being cut off and combined with the abutting JCM Holdings, and parcel B
in the
stays
back?
with the,
That-
correct.
That's going to the back, and the sliver in the front is staying with the present owner?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anybody any questions?
Creating a lot without frontage.
No, it's an existing lot that has 81 feet of frontage, that is not a building lot, and it's not going to be a building lot. And so we're just taking the back portion of land and conveying it to the neighbor.
Okay.
So what we'll be looking for is a motion to endorse. So is that right beside the blue line?
Excuse me?
Is that right beside the blue line?
I'm not familiar with the piece of land. There's a locus,
The Edison?
on the upper right.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the transmission line for Edison there.
I think we're showing those required, 120-foot diameter circles just to comply with the plan requirements.
Yep. Actually, those have to be tangent to the street line for the frontage. That's what those are for. They're not really for building, but
Well, I've said the only question that I have.
which was,
Creating a lot without frontage.
they're not creating this, is already existing.
No, I
They're
know.
cutting this off.
Right, but I mean, so that's okay, because it doesn't have frontage, so they're cutting it off. That's what I meant.
Yeah, this is a parcel that's going to the other piece out back.
Yeah, it's not a building lot now, and it won't be, when it loses that backland.
So is a lot out back have frontage anywhere?
Nope.
No, so this is all just a big swamp?
I mean, unless that other piece of land to the east has frontage somewhere, but that's correct. That's what I'm seeing. I wasn't involved in the survey. I had no conversations with the client, but, based on what's on the, and you can see again on the locust that, it's out in the middle of God's country, if you will.
Yeah.
With no real access until you get to one of those other main streets, but I don't know what the rest of that parcel to the east looks like.
Right.
I'd be looking for a motion to endorse the Form A plan.
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. I mean, maybe the new owners just like to hunt and want to throw up some no trespassing so they get all dibs on the deer.
Basically, a plan like this, we don't have the option not to sign it,
Yeah.
so,
I'll make a motion to accept it,
to endorse
to
the
endorse the
Form A.
form. Yeah.
And then, if you could just put in that motion, the book and page.
You're better at the motion than I am, so I'll second it. How's that? You read like everything on the page. So,
Approve and endorse the plan as presented is the easy way to make the motion.
And just a reference to the plan.
Why can't I find the book and page? Is it because of...
There's a deed reference in the lot data, if that's what you're looking
Oh,
for.
sorry. Right, okay. I will make a motion to accept this plan as presented. Map 104, lot number 5. Deed reference, book 49155, page 162. The applicant's JCM Land Holdings, LLC.
Okay?
second.
Okay? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Is Black
Thanks for coming in.
on this, or do we have to
The
do
Mylar, you need the,
marker?
do we have a marker for Mylar?
We have it in the plan.
A pen, I mean,
Oh, I didn't use a special marker.
Yeah.
I'm going to Sharpie here.
Sharpie?
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Didn't want some boards like the thicker ones, but...
That's okay. Thank you.
Oh, really? Thank you.
You want to take this with you? You want-
Just a minute.
Today, 21st?
It's 20.
Yep.
This is the one.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I get this one here too. It's,
Put it on the
do
outside.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You signing all of them, Andy?
Just sign a couple of them.
Yeah, we got another one. Here we go.
Two or three of them.
Switch. Good?
I'm sorry.
You as well.
Do you want another couple plans that are signed?
Oh, no, this is fine. I'll just, yeah, I assume that you asked for a little bit that you needed for the town hall, so.
Okay,
we'll be good. Thanks.
thank you.
Go on.
We do it all, dude.
I only went till she stopped.
I'll keep going.
Well, easy. We only need, we got like 17 over there. We only need 5.
Do you have that elastic?
I think he just took it.
So I'll move on to the next item on our agenda, which is, oh, do I have to wait till 7:45? I don't really think so. We're not really having a crazy meeting, so, basically I just wanted to let you know that we did contact, Mr. Gogarty and Mr. Patel so that we could find out when the fence was gonna go in for you.
I'm gonna recuse
Gordon's
myself.
recusing himself. So they received an email from the fence contractor and there's just a long lead time and it's material delays, which is kind of what I thought would be, it's true, it's happening all over the place. And then also, I guess you might have had a visit from Kenny? No? Oh, you weren't home. You were not home, but I guess they tried to come over and talk to you.
Is he showing us samples? I mean, anything that they said they were gonna do? And how do they know they're waiting on certain material if they don't even show us what material they're presenting for us, you know?
Well,
It seems like they're dragging their feet, hoping the dispensary goes in, so the dispensary will take care of everything. That's how it appears to all of us.
yeah, well, we can't, I will tell you that people are waiting a long time for contractors. I don't find that over the last couple of, what date were they in here, do you remember? We have it on the meeting minutes.
Yeah, it's the 19th.
Is there other fence companies we could go through, or are they, because they're owners, that they get to choose who they go through?
I really don't know the details of all of those things, but I would not be, I'll call him and I'll get further details for sure. But everyone in the entire country,
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of materials that aren't, but I mean, they haven't presented anything to us, they just.
It may not even,
Since the last meeting.
it might not even be your materials. I mean, there are people contractors that are backed up on current jobs that they're working on that are keeping them from getting to even potentially coming over to order your material. So when they say back up on materials, I don't necessarily think they mean yours, because to your point, how the hell are they gonna know what they're ordering if they haven't talked to you yet? But just in general, their backlog of workflow has probably been delayed to their point. But it's been noted that it's not moving as quickly as the abutters would like. So if Amy says she's gonna call and if there's somebody that can light a
promise.
fire, it would,
you bet.
Yeah, just getting the materials now is pretty legit.
Yeah.
I'm running into that.
yeah.
And if you also, since it's so well lit over there, maybe say something about all
Samples.
the trash. People are just ripping up, like scratch tickets, stuff, and they're just throwing them out. Like, I have 2 dogs that will eat anything, and it's just going through the fence. It's, like, the longer that waits, the longer we have those issues.
Unfortunately, we can't do anything about the litter.
You can't.
You would need to call the police
Okay,
and report littering,
okay,
or, you know, things like that. We can't enforce that.
okay. And then I have one other question, I don't know if you can even answer it, because it was brought up in the last meeting that, this was in the dispensary meeting, but it said that the Green Earth has been paying rent since November of 2020. If they were listed as a storage place, November of 2020, why is anybody paying rent? It seems like this whole time everybody's just been trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. I know you guys see it, and it's ridiculous, like.
Yeah, we're trying to do the best that we can as everything comes
Is
in
there
front of
anything
us.
we can do as the abutters to, like, bring that to light? I mean, they said it themselves, the Green Earth.
Write a letter to the selectmen,
Okay,
and you can CC the other boards.
okay,
That also hasn't gone unnoticed,
okay.
for the record.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're trying to diligently make sure that we're on top of this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So besides samples, do you have anything else that you wanted to ask them when I talked to Mr. Gogarty?
No, but I mean, if they would be willing to pick up their trash, I mean, I've said it every meeting so far, but if we have to start bothering the police for their litter, then that's what we have to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not in the
Oh, I'm sorry.
litter,
I'm
like,
just trying to-
that's okay. That's okay.
Also, they don't have any parking spaces. They have about 2 feet of the old parking spaces. So some of the parking spaces go parallel, and then some of them go diagonal facing my house. So
There-
it's a free-for-all. They park, people park however, wherever they want.
We have that site plan, and they need to make the parking spots like they were on the site plan, correct? So I think that would probably be something that the contractor would do. I'm just thinking, I'm
contract.
looking at you because I know that you run jobs, so that's probably one of the things that they're
Well, when they pay, yeah.
waiting
when
for the
they
contractor, right?
Paint all the lines and do all that, sure.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you. Okay.
There's a time frame that you could get that.
I will
My issue is people have been starting parking at the diagonal one that's facing my house, so, and if they leave their lights on, or if they just are parking in the parking lot using their phone, their headlights are shining directly at my house now.
Okay, so we'll ask them when they're painting the lines to,
Well, the whole
Just
thing is the
when-
fence, once the fence is
Yeah,
up,
right.
it won't be an
Yeah,
issue.
that won't be an issue, so like, I mean,
It's the chicken or the egg.
I don't think I'm getting the fence done anytime soon.
So to prevent any further delay in the situation of Kenny, Mr. Kenny coming by and you not being home,
Yeah.
what would you like, how would you?
My cell phone number is in all
Okay.
the emails, or you can take it down.
So we'll just,
we have it.
yeah, I was just
Yeah, you
saying.
don't need to put that on
So
the
that we
air.
can prevent that from, we tried to come back again and you weren't home.
Right.
If we have an action plan for that, then that should expedite the process.
Right, I'm home like 90% of the time, so.
Right.
Hopefully, next time you can just call ahead or call me or Adam. If the cruise is in the driveway, Adam's usually home too, so if he feels more comfortable coming when Adam's there, that's fine too.
Okay.
But a call ahead would be great.
We'll let them know.
That sounds good. Call ahead.
Yeah.
All right, I will make sure that I find out about the samples. We'll talk about the painting, the lines, just because we talked about it tonight. And I'll mention the litter, even though it's not our place. I'll just say that, you know, hey. And then we'll have him call you ahead of time when they want to come over and chat.
Thank you.
You bet. If there's anything else we can do, just keep in touch. Okay?
Thank you guys.
You bet.
Yeah.
Have a good
Thanks
night.
for coming in. That materials situation is a real deal though.
Yeah, I know.
For, yeah.
I know.
For basically everybody in the
I
trades.
ordered
Well, I just ordered
a,
garage doors today, 10 weeks.
Yeah.
wow. I ordered a flagpole on March 3rd. It just came in 2 days ago.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fellow there has, like, contractors that has to do his work, and he said they're not doing a job that they have to finish before they can do the time.
Yeah. Timing too.
I have a feeling, I mean, doesn't the offense belong to the liquor store, so wouldn't they be the ones to choose the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it like buying a
I don't know, I'm just gonna mention it to them.
That's what it said, a white vinyl fence, 6-foot fence. They're pretty,
Yep.
And as them being the ones paying for it and owning it, they do get to choose whom they're gonna use to install it. So, that's on them. It's up to them.
All right, so are
Okay,
we,
moving on. I think we need to send Liddell something,
okay,
as we haven't seen anything yet. So maybe we make a motion to,
I will make a motion to send a letter to Josh Liddell regarding 285 Home Street drainage calculations and soil logs, and that we need him to come to our next meeting or schedule in the next month, one of the 2 meetings.
Second.
okay. Motion,
I had to remind him all along to come, and he couldn't, and then, so the last couple, I just assumed he would be the next one, but I just assumed. Reminded her that he was there.
no, so if we send the letter off, then, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noted that Rick recused himself, and it was a 3-0-1 vote.
Okay, Walmart extended hours. We reach back out to them and ask, okay,
He hasn't responded, the last time he responded was about a month ago, and he said he wanted to make it that meeting, but he's not going to do his which was the last meeting.
right,
But it's really time to do this.
yeah.
I probably spoke to him directly on the cell phone there as well.
And then Pasture Lane, I was waiting for an update from
Paquette?
John, I think it's John Paquette. And I spoke to him 2 weeks ago, he was gonna get back to me, I haven't heard anything. I left him another voicemail, and I haven't heard anything. So, I don't know, at this point, does the board wanna send a letter? You know, it's like we're running out of
kind
time.
of whipping a
again.
dead horse.
I definitely think we should send a letter, and I wouldn't mind trying to get a hold of him. I'll try.
Yeah, I just think if we send a letter from the board, then we have something written at that point.
Okay.
It's just, now we're at the end of October,
Yeah, oh, it's getting late now.
What were
another
we,
year.
what were we doing about town council on that?
I had held off because he was gonna start moving on it, so,
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe what we should do is not hold off and let's move forward with town council and what he can do, because we need to do something about that road for those residents.
all right, I'll contact town council.
Okay.
Did you ever find out why they were digging and cleaning? Remember they computed people that wrote in and said somebody was digging in the street and didn't allow.
Yeah, I had responded to both of them, and they said that, you know, there were some marks out in the street. Somebody was there, they were doing a little bit of work, and then nothing's happened since. So,
We have a bill.
okay,
Motion to pay from the planning board account, Amory Engineers, Invoice number 15701 regarding 6 hours of engineering service for 314 Plymouth Street in the amount of $929.92.
Okay, there's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Before we get into the minutes, did everybody read through the correspondences that we got?
I would like to take a quick glance and make sure that I've seen everything. I'll read out loud Charlie Selig's memo or email from October 13th regarding the Halifax Board of Selectmen meeting on October 12th, that it was recommended that the Zoning Board of Appeals, Conservation Commission, and Planning Board hold joint meetings when there are significant land use projects such as the proposed storage facility at 314 Plymouth Street, for which involve all 3 departments. Joint meetings will help to reduce repetitive questions to applicants, increase communication between the 3 departments, less what does, I don't know what that means exactly, but less miscommunications and speed the decision-making process.
Okay.
Means it will result in less what is this department versus that department.
Yeah, so we had a conservation, we had an abutter of a project say that at a conservation meeting, we had agreed to drainage, and we hadn't, and that's miscommunication.
Right.
There is a community outreach forum for elevated routes on November 2nd. I believe that's a Halifax Selectmen's meeting. It's scheduled for 6:30 p.m. at the Great Hall, the Halifax Town Hall, so right here. Elevated routes, it will discuss security, diversion prevention, community involvement, and planning and general operating information for the adult use marijuana retailer. There's a notice of a public hearing. The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 8th, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. in the Great Hall at Halifax Town Hall. On an application by Kurt Marble for a special permit and variance to construct an addition and attached garage located at 275 Wood Street, Halifax, Massachusetts. Said property is owned by Kurt Marble, as shown on Assessors Map 118, Lot 4A. Title reference, Book 46256, page 65 in the Plymouth County Registry of Deeds. The applicant is seeking to construct an addition and attached garage, which would be in violation of the Town of Halifax zoning bylaws, Section 167-11, which is the table of dimensional and density regulations, requiring a variance of the front setback from 50 feet to 38.7. The project would also be in violation of the Section 167-12F, Section 4, as the proposed garage is in excess of 884 square feet and will require a special permit. Area zoned residential. Petition number 958. And there is another one on that same night, November 8th, 7:15, which is an application by T-Mobile Northeast to modify an existing special permit to upgrade the existing wireless facility located at 499 Plymouth Street, which is here at the Town Hall. The applicant is seeking a modification to their existing special permit to remove 6 antennas and replace with 9 antennas, remove 9 radio units and replace with 6 radio units, remove 6 hybrid cables and replace with 3 cables, cabling and replace equipment to existing lease area and upgrade equipment on-site in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the Town of Halifax, Section 167-4G, Section 4D, and any other relief of the board deems necessary.
Okay. We want to take a look at the minutes?
Oh, yes. Right, because we need to talk to Caesar, right? He told me to stamp on the floor and he would come up. He did, he said he'd hear it. Let's see.
At the secret signal?
Let's see if
Do
he's
we want
coming.
to take a look at the
Here he
minutes?
comes.
Did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes?
How's that right, service? You don't even talk. This capital.
It's high tech.
Oh, you're kind of proving.
We're going
we
back
don't
to the
need it.
analog method. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Caesar.
So I just wanted to talk to you guys about your meeting location, and simply, that is if you guys are okay with meeting in the Board of Selectmen meeting room moving forward. If you guys want, I can give you guys an explanation as to why.
Okay.
The Area 58 currently has equipment set up for that room to record, camera switch, and we're currently working on being able to stream it off to YouTube and Facebook as we obviously make those implementations. But for them, it's going to be a lot easier to capture the audio rather than having to run these cables, and for us to be able to actually clean off the stage and do what we have to do in here without having to clean it up every other day because there's another meeting going on.
Okay.
So that's really why we're doing it. You know, I've rearranged the room, we've put a screen in there, a temporary screen that's not really supposed to be there, but we're going to use it paid for it, make use of it. So if you guys have any presentations or maps to look at, you guys actually have that ability now. You guys will have a display you guys can hook up to and kind of look at the screen and zoom in and look at maps and stuff. So for at least for the foreseeable future, I'll be here for most of the evening meetings to make sure that, you know, everything is, at least downstairs, good for everyone in terms of using the screen and making sure they don't need anything on my end. But if you guys want to come and, depending on what you guys decide on meeting down there, if you guys do want to come over and see how to use the display and how to connect to it and plan that stuff, I'll be more than happy to show you. And I'll be here for the evening meetings in case you guys need it anyway. My office is literally right there.
Perfect.
So what do you guys think about meeting down there moving forward?
Chairs more comfortable?
I was gonna say.
So, you want,
They took them out and put
I
these
figured
in
that's
here
why they did that,
to
yeah.
convince us to go down there.
no,
You throw us a plate of brownies in?
I can do more than brownies. So right now, the plan for the chairs is because the zoning board of appeals has 6 members, and we only have 3 of those really annoyingly large chairs. My plan was, depending on what you guys said and what zoning said, was to take the chairs that are currently in the meeting room now, move them down there to accommodate the max number of people that would actually have to meet down there out of the 3 or 4 boards, Board of Health, you, zoning, selectmen, and now the COA. That way they're all the same and it's not mix match.
Okay.
And
Yes.
they're not those.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good to me. I don't know if I don't think they need a vote on it, but that's up to you guys. If you guys want to do that, it can be an agreement. That's up to you.
Because typically, there's no conflict of meeting night.
Correct, there is no, you guys meet on Thursdays, zoning, I believe, meet on Mondays? Wednesday?
No, you're
Monday.
Board of Health, I think. Wednesday's a Board of Health, and then Tuesday's Board of Selectmen, so. And then the COA usually meets during the day. So I believe the issue with conservation is that they normally meet on Tuesdays, and that's during the Board of Selectmen meetings. I think the only way that it would work for them to meet downstairs is if they did it earlier than the Selectmen. I'm actually going to have to figure out how their meeting's going to work. But that's a topic for...
Do they meet the same Tuesday? Because
The conservation
typically the
usually...
selectmen is every other, right?
From what I remember, and it could have been a fluke for all I know, from what I remember, the selectmen and the Conservation Commission usually met on the same night, and I don't know if that was just for that one particular meeting, but I remember it because I remember Charlie saying to me, I can't host both, so I need you to do one. I said, okay, that's fine, I'll do Conservation. And that's why I remember that they meet on the same nights. But they don't have a secretary right now, so I think that's why they're not meeting. They actually just hired one. I don't know who she is, though.
Now, you said too, am I correct, that Area 58 won't be able to, like, they can send the footage right to Area 58 so we wouldn't lose any meeting?
So they can correct, he can correct me if I'm wrong, not they.
No offense, Dylan.
Area 58 downstairs currently has 2 mechanisms to record. If the planning board decides that they want to start setting aside the live streaming, to Facebook or YouTube, if you guys did want to start the Microsoft Teams meetings, which we're moving over to from Zoom, that would just create actually, if we did stream to Facebook or YouTube, that's another mechanism of recording, because if you have streamed to any of those, it saves itself after the fact. So in theory, if we are live streaming to any of those, or if it's a hybrid meeting where you are going to allow public participation via Microsoft Teams, those 3 right there are going to be recorded. And then within the equipment that's currently there right now, it records on 2 mechanisms by default. So you have your primary recording device, and then there's a secondary backup in the event that that primary device is corrupted or breaks or whatever the case is for that. So if you guys do the live streaming and the hybrid meetings, you're going to have 5 places where it's recorded.
Oh, I like that. Anybody else like that? I like everybody to see it. I don't know why you'd watch us, but.
Well, as far as the, the hybrid meetings and the live streaming, that's completely up to you guys. It can be as simple as just using the, the space and having it recorded and posted after the fact, but, that's a decision amongst you guys. But the equipment and the technology is there for you guys to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the easiest way to wrap that conversation up, of moving to a better place on the first floor with better technology and it's more convenient and efficient for everybody. Sounds good to me.
I would agree. I would second.
Oh, we're making a motion?
That's up to you
I
guys.
suck at these motions things. I'll get better.
No,
I have 4.5 years.
You just did it.
That's technically a motion. I don't know if you have to say it's a
Yeah,
motion,
there
but,
you
all right. And then you guys can converse if you guys do want to do the hybrid meetings, with, not the streaming yet, we haven't necessarily gotten that far, but for the hybrid meetings, if you guys are interested in starting to do that, just let me know, and then we'll make sure that we have the necessary details posted with your agendas.
All right.
So the hybrid meeting would be the Microsoft.
Teams. So
Okay.
what we use for Zoom now, but, and I will say this on live TV, I hate Zoom. It's a waste of money. We already have Teams, and we shouldn't be using Zoom because it's a bandwidth hog.
Okay. And so, but that Microsoft Teams, it's not like anybody can go to the meeting and be, tax-paying resident and be able to chat without revealing who they are and where they are.
By default, and we're pretty much taking the same policy we've taken with the Board of Selectmen meetings, is chat will be disabled. And when people join the meeting, there will be no need to admit people, so there will be no need to actually monitor the people coming into the meeting, and mics will be disabled for all participants joining in. They will not be able to unmute themselves, they will not be able to talk, except the fact that they're actually at the meeting. They can obviously talk over you, but
So they're only there as like a viewing galley.
viewing gallery, viewing gallery, and if you would want them to speak, we will have I will be providing a tablet that you guys can use, that's also part of the meeting, and you guys can select and unmute people as you guys see fit, or the chairperson or whoever's moderating that meeting will be able to control who's talking.
The
And
Board of Selectmen are doing that?
the Board of Selectmen are not doing that yet,
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
but that's because they're still using Zoom.
Be down the street,
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't have to be what we start with.
yeah.
What is it?
We don't have to start with the live streaming.
Nope, you
No,
guys
more
can...
The Teams thing, I just feel like if we're all here in person, if somebody has something important that they need to bring before us, then we're here in person. It's like you're either all in or you're all out. Now, if you want to sign in to, view it because you got, nothing else to watch, or you just want to see what the discussion is, that's one thing. But to actively participate in the meeting from your couch, I'm not totally positive on how I feel about that.
I can give you
till midnight.
I can give you my opinion on that. I agree. I think because it's still new and there are still a lot of policies that we would still need to necessarily make in terms of how that functions. My personal opinion is that if we are going to continue to do hybrid, it's for remote viewing
Only.
only. And then if you are interested in participating, you attend the meeting in person.
If the whole meeting was virtual?
Correct,
like it was
that would be
during
different.
COVID, that's totally different. But if
Yep.
we're all here talking in person, going through stuff.
And you guys have appointments, obviously the board, I would understand that from case to case, some people may need to meet virtually depending on where they are, or, if you're dealing with a firm that might be, 100 miles away, you guys would still have that ability for them to join into that meeting.
That appointment is different than the regular residents just sitting
Correct.
gallerying.
It's
going,
different than public
I'm going
comment.
to play devil's advocate just because I'm on my couch and I didn't like what that person just said. So let me keep, poke holes and do all this other stuff. I'm just saying that the combo gets funky. But again, like to your point, that's down the road. We don't need to start there, but we can definitely have a further pros and cons conversation about it.
Well, it's different when you're running a hearing
Right.
than the meeting.
Yeah.
I can tell you that what I've been told is for hearings, if you have a hearing and it is set up to be accessible virtually, you must require virtual participants to participate. It cannot be a view only for hearings. So for instance, for a
You
regular...
Sign in and,
for instance, for a regular meeting, you can have a hybrid virtual and in-person where people can
view.
can participate or view the meeting through the conference solution, but you don't have to actually allow them to speak. If it is a hearing, you have to allow them. If you have the option for them to view in, you also have to allow them to participate remotely.
Right.
If it's a hearing.
Right.
That's what I've been told.
Right. Because you can't be silencing their opinion if it's
Just because
based on something, right?
at that point, why make it virtual if you're going to make people come in and speak?
But they also have to sign in to speak.
Yeah, and that would all be moderated. Like, you would have control of that. You will be able to tell people you will not be unmuted if your,
You have to
profile doesn't say your name and
tell
address.
us who you are and your address.
Yeah.
Well, just like if you're sitting in the meeting here.
Of course, I agree.
We can get acclimated for the rest of the year and the new comfy chairs on the first floor, and we'll figure out what to do in 2022.
Yeah.
How's that?
On the other item, do we have a laptop yet?
When is the next meeting? When's your next meeting?
November,
There will be a laptop available for your use in that room by that point.
For the planning board?
Correct. Well, it's going to be a multi-purpose. We're working on figuring out how boards are going to get assigned laptops, but for the purpose of that, using a laptop for that meeting and showing...
Laptop's still not available?
Laptops are available. We have laptops. We still dispersing them to some staff, but we don't know how we're going to distribute them to boards and committees. Because we still have to, we don't want anyone feeling like they're getting the crap end of a stick. So we're still trying to figure out who's going to get them and...
Backup of materials.
But,
We offered to buy it before.
yeah, and there were certain... I can say that there was red tape with that. There was red tape with that I had no control over.
what do you mean red tape?
I was stopped in my tracks because we had to, like I just said, establish a policy on who gets them if they need them.
So if the planning board decides that they want to use their own money in their own department to purchase their own technology to help them do their job at the top level that they can, somebody else has the ability to stop that?
Sounds like it.
Doesn't sound like it to me.
When we had this conversation,
I think what you're saying is we have to ask somebody else, not you.
yes and no.
Have a discussion with somebody that could possibly stop you in your tracks before providing us the tools we need to do our job.
I can tell you that I would have talked to you about this, been more than happy to get you guys a laptop. In my personal opinion, I think that every board and committee that is elected and has to serve an important role in the town should be provided that type of equipment to do their job. I don't think, just like we wouldn't want our regular employees using their personal devices for work purposes, we shouldn't be allowing or expecting volunteer elected officials to do the same. The same reason why we give you guys emails should be the same reason why we give you guys resources to do your work.
Well,
That's my opinion.
why don't we find said roadblock and have a candid conversation? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Was the roadblock?
Leave that alone.
All right.
Just, we'll leave that alone. For tonight at least.
Yeah, but we would love you to set up our November 4th meeting downstairs.
Yes.
Of course. I'll be more than happy to do that. Is that going to be a hybrid meeting, or do you guys want that to be
No.
just regular recorded?
Straight up.
Okay. Sounds like a plan to me.
in person.
And that will prevent losing the footage as well.
Yep.
Good,
Cool. All right. That's it for me.
Thanks, man.
right? Perfect.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Caesar. We'll stomp if we
Well,
need
I
you
was
again.
just gonna say, what is it? Somebody will stomp if we need you.
It got to be 4 this time, because now the 3 stomps is...
So down in the selectman's office, do we still need to bring in our recorder?
Oh, that thing? Yeah, no, don't bring that. No. You're not going to do that.
Sure, okay. Good for backup.
You can if you want to, that's up to you, but you're not going to need that. I'm sure you'll get a test. They'll make sure the audio is prime time, you'll be able to hear it. And the acoustics are not definitely nowhere close to as bad as they are.
Yeah.
So you won't have to lug that thing every first and third Thursday? Oh, man. Then just for that sake, yes. How's that?
Yeah, it's meeting downstairs is...
Cool.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
Of course, thank you guys.
Okay, we go back to minutes.
Hold on. Should we wait for Brendan to come back?
For which one?
The first one?
Is he here?
Yep. I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from October 7th, 2021 as read.
Is written.
As written.
Have a motion. Have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I will also make a motion to accept the September 16th, 2021 meeting minutes as written.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good on, see?
Which one's that one?
Rex's birthday.
birthday?
His son's.
That's why I couldn't be here on the 7th. It was Brax's first birthday. Kind of a big deal.
I think the only thing that I wanted to mention was that we haven't heard from, thank you. Here you go. Halifax Park Plaza. Or, the other lot on Plymouth Street, next to the Halifax Farm building.
I'm aware.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you didn't ask me to contact me very much. You did ask me to write the Park Plaza, and you didn't.
Yep.
And she never responded.
Yeah, I saw that she didn't respond to the email.
Oh, yeah, there wasn't anything on the last meeting that you said wanted to do about that.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's her across from the car wash there.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Did you want me to do anything, contact me again?
Please.
For what?
He supposedly just in the works of a building permit or something, so.
Yeah.
And nothing seems amiss about the lot, you know, they cleaned it up and
I
not
had
washing the street or anything.
Yeah, I had spoken to him, and he was just getting it cleaned up, and he knows that if he does something, he's gonna come here with a site
Right.
plan.
Okay. I was just thinking that he did stuff that looked like he touched his drainage.
No, he just cleaned it up and put some stuff down to stop from getting any mud out in the road.
What does everybody think about Park Plaza, though?
We should see a plan.
Okay. We sent an email to Tracy last time. Can we send a letter? Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion to send a letter to Park Plaza, asking them again that we need to see their modified site plan.
So there's a motion. Is there a
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.